No.
What if I told you that one court wanted 5 political parties wiped out of Nigeria's political map, only for another court to completely reverse the decision and accuse the trial judge of judicial rascality? That isn't just another legal battle. It could shape the political landscape ahead of the 2027 general elections. The Court of Appeal's decision to restore the registration of the African Democratic Congress ADC, Action People's Party APP, Action Alliance AA, Accord Party AP, and Zenith Labour Party ZLP is more than a victory for 5 political parties. It is a significant statement about the rule of law, judicial discipline, and Nigeria's democratic process. As the heart of the case was whether these parties had fulfilled the constitutional requirement to remain registered. The National Forum of Former Legislators argued that they did not meet the performance threshold under Section 225A of the 1999 Constitution as amended and therefore should be deregistered by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). The Federal High Court agreed with the argument and ordered INEC to deregister the parties. It even barred them from participating in the 2027 general elections. However, the Court of Appeal looked beyond the political argument and focused first on the law. According to the appellate court, the case itself was fundamentally defective because it was filed by an entity that lacked the legal capacity to institute the suit. In law, if a court has no jurisdiction or the case before it is incompetent, every order arising from it automatically becomes invalid regardless of the issue raised. The appellate court also found that the trial court ignored evidence showing that some of the affected parties had actually won elective offices, a fact that could undermine the claim that they failed to meet constitutional requirements. Perhaps the most striking aspect of the judgment was the Court of Appeal's criticism of the Federal High Court judge. The appellate court stated that despite an earlier order directing the lower court to suspend proceedings, the judge went ahead to deliver judgment. The appeal court described the action as a disregard for judicial hierarchy and cited Supreme Court authorities that condemn such conduct. Politically, the ruling has enormous implications. First, it preserves political plurality. Nigeria operates a multi-party democracy, and although many small parties struggle electorally, they often serve as alternative platforms for emerging politicians, reform movements, and coalition building. Second, the judgment is particularly significant because of the renewed prominence of the ADC. In recent months, the party has attracted considerable national attention following efforts by several opposition figures to use it as a platform for broader political collaboration ahead of the 2027 elections. Had the deregistration stood, it could have dramatically altered opposition calculations. Third, the decision reinforces an important democratic principle. Political parties should only lose their legal status through a process that strictly follows the Constitution and due process. Electoral competition should not be decided through legal defective proceedings. That does not mean the constitutional question has disappeared. Section 225A still empowers INEC under certain conditions to deregister political parties that fail to satisfy constitutional requirements. The real question is whether those conditions have been properly established and whether the process complies with constitutional safeguards. The judgment, therefore, settles one issue but leaves another open. It does not permanently shield any political party from deregistration. Instead, it makes clear that any attempt to remove a party from Nigeria's political space must strictly comply with the Constitution, electoral laws, and due process. As Nigeria moves closer to the 2027 elections, this case serves as a reminder that the courts will continue to play a decisive role, not by choosing a political winner, but by ensuring that democratic rules are respected by everyone, including judges themselves. But the big question is, do you believe Nigeria should reduce the number of registered political parties by enforcing stricter constitutional requirements, or should every party be allowed to remain registered to strengthen democratic choice? Share your views in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, as well as to hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to get our update as they drop. So we'll meet you next time. Please stay connected to this channel.